The Randy Karraker Show. It is Randy and Matthew with you as we get ready for the college football weekend here at STL Sports Central, presented by DraftKings, where the crown is yours. Every weekend of college football is a big weekend, and here we are in week 8 already. It's amazing that we're 2/3 of the way through the season, but here we are.
And it's incredible we've gotten this far. We finally saw, unfortunately, a loss for the Missouri Tigers. The amount of undefeated teams has dwindled to a minute amount. Teams are getting shaken up. We've seen some blue bloods tumble and fall out of the top 25. A lot of things are happening in college football.
I was kind of worried when Auburn hired Hugh Freeze. He'd done such a great job at Liberty. He did a great job at Ole Miss when he was there. Had some fun while he was the head coach at Ole Miss too, which I don't think he should be fired for having fun. Apparently he did get fired for having fun. Mizzou and Auburn, 645 SEC Network. Mizzou's favored on the road, and when you look deep into this, when you grind it down, Matthew, you see that Auburn is the number 110 offense in the country, averaging only 330 yards a game, and this is from an offensive genius. And Hugh Freeze, their pass offense, which is why he was hired at Auburn, is ranked number 119 in the country, just 167.2. I know they have a good rush defense, but I think Mizzou should be able to run on them. And I don't think that Auburn's going to be able to score an awful lot on Mizzou. So I kind of think, and that Mizzou 1.5 line is pretty good. I think Mizzou wins a close one, as long as they don't fumble it through the end zone in overtime.
Speaking of that Mizzou 1.5 line, for all the top 25 games, we're going to have them right down on our ticker so you can see the lines as they are right now on our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook. And so, yeah, that 1.5 for Mizzou, they were actually one of the 4 or 5 higher-ranked road dogs when the lines opened. Auburn was favored, I think it was about 2.5 when the line originally opened, but then things shifted, and now Missouri is the favorite. I think that makes sense. A lot of people were reacting a combination of Mizzou losing to Alabama, but also I think that first half when Auburn shut down Georgia, I think really played into that factor. And maybe a little bit that, Mizzou's only played at home so far, and this is their first away game.
That's a good point. And Prabula is going to have to show that he can play on the road. The Mizzou offensive line is going to have to be able to deal with the noise of a hostile environment. There's a lot that goes into winning on the road, but you got to score early, shut them down, shut them up, and come away with your win that way. I do think, by the way, that Auburn poses a threat because they do stop the run. If they're going to win the game, it's going to have to be because their strength, their run defense, is better than Mizzou's strength, which is Mizzou's rushing offense.
Yeah, and we're talking about this great defense. I'll throw up, maybe if you don't like the -1.5 for the Tigers right now, maybe you like something a little bit differently. The over-under for this game, 43.5. A lot of strong defensive play, like you've been talking about on Auburn. The fact that Missouri's offense and the lack thereof is really what bit them in the ass in that second half against Bama. That has me looking at both the 1.5, because I do think Missouri still can win this game, but that over-under, I mean, 28-14 gets me 42 points and gets me the under, and 28-14 seems like it wouldn't be a shocking number, or maybe it's a little bit closer and it's 24-20 or so. I know that'll take me over.
Last time Mizzou played at Auburn, it was 17-14.
There we go, 17-14. I was going to say 24-17. That would give us under the 43.5. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Missouri's going to have to stick with the run, but you heard Howard Richards on Huddle Up with Howard this week as well. As long as they get back to what they were doing, I think it doesn't matter if Auburn consistently stops the run. We talked about this as well. As long as they have the consistency in the short passing game, they'll find the rhythm, they'll be able to move the ball, but they're not going to be able to do it a lot, which is why I do think that under is looking a little juicy.
All right, well, let's take the under then. It's juicy, so let's take it with DraftKings, where the crown is yours.
There are a couple other of these higher-ranked road dogs that I wanted to point out that were jumping out to me. One of the big ones, we're talking about the SEC. Number 5, Ole Miss is at number 9, Georgia. Georgia, though, getting a touchdown right now at home.
I like that. I think that Georgia's just a better team, and especially at home, I think it's going to be hard. And Ole Miss is really good, and they've got surprising quarterback play. But I just think that Georgia's a better team. I think once we get to the end of the season, we'll look at that Alabama-Georgia game where Alabama won at Georgia and say, okay, that was just the cream of the crop and two really good teams. It didn't matter where they played. but I think those are probably going to be the two best teams in the SEC, Georgia and Alabama.
And same thing with the SEC. Another one of these examples. Number 10 LSU travels the number 17 Vanderbilt, but right now Vanderbilt still holds the edge with 1.5 points in their favor according to DraftKings.
Vandy's a favorite.
Vandy's the favorite
over LSU. I wonder when the last time that happened was.
Listen, I saw a tweet that said Vandy hadn't been the favorite over an SEC team since 2007 when Tennessee was in their doldrums. Prior to that, it was the 90s I saw. So I doubt either times it was. I know one of the times it wasn't LSU. I doubt the time before that it was LSU. So I'm going to say at least 30 to 40 years.
Yeah. So Georgia and Alabama are at the top. I think Vandy is right below them. I think that a guy like Clark Lee and his staff will outcoach Brian Kelly and his staff. Obviously, LSU is more talented. Javi is a difference maker. One of the preseason Heisman favorites, Garrett Nussmeier, doesn't look like a difference maker at this point. Both teams have great defenses. I think that Vegas is on to something here. I think I think if I were a betting man, I would take Vanderbilt to win this game.
I'm with you on because of the coaching, but man, LSU's just that for some reason, something about that program always has me scared. It just seems like the backyard's full of talent. Everyone wants to go play there. I know this is an away game at Vanderbilt, so the Death Valley doesn't factor in, but I always think about just the atmosphere that LSU has around it, the aura. It seems even more so than Alabama because they didn't have the first decade of the 2000s the way that LSU did. They just seem like they've been unbeatable. They've always been the cream of the crop since the turn of the century.
If you look at the turn of the century, though, even though they have a couple of national championships, I think that the LSU program is underachieved.
Ooh, I like that. I think I would agree. Okay, I'll agree with that one. Yeah, because Alabama, Nick Saban came in and immediately took their lunch money.
Well, and number one, he won a championship with
them, yes. And then he left, comes back to Alabama and takes their lunch money after Alabama's churning out Brody Croyle and just not Alabama level players for like a decade.
And like you said, the players are there in the backyard of LSU, and they were getting them under Miles, under Orgeron, and they had some loaded teams. I think you can make a case if you go player by player that 19 team for them, that with the Burrow team with Chase and Jefferson and Patrick Queen and all of those guys, might have been the most talented college football team ever.
They also used to churn out running backs like crazy
all the time.
I mean, every year it seemed like one of their running backs was going to be like a solid second, third round pick.
I thought when Darius Geis ran for like 600 against Mizzou that he was going to be a great pro back.
I really did as well. One more higher ranked road dog. This one is really intriguing to me. Number 12 Georgia Tech goes on the road against perennial football powerhouse Duke, and the Blue Devils get -2.5 points.
So Duke 7-2 in their last 9 home games. They play really well at home. One of those losses, by the way, was to Illinois. I still think I don't know what they're thinking here. I think Georgia Tech is a significantly better team than Duke this year. Vegas knows more than I do, but I think that I would take Duke to cover that at home.
That one jumps out to me so much, and listen, I'll admit my bias. I don't watch a lot of ACC football. I remember when Duke finally had a NFL draft prospect in like 2010, and I was like, oh wow, they have a football program.
How about that?
And obviously they've gotten very good over the last few years. Your point, great home field advantage. They got smacked around by Illinois. I don't know what this number's doing. I'm staying away from that one. Is all I'm going to say. While we're talking conference, I do also want to point something out. Number 1, Ohio State is at Wisconsin, and they are giving Wisconsin 25.5 points. Number 3, Indiana is hosting Michigan State, and they are giving them 27.5 points. Wow. Number 4, Texas A&M is traveling to Arkansas and is only giving them 7.5 points. I'm sorry, I thought the Big Ten had more depth.
The bottom, and I don't know that this means a lot, but it says something that 9 or 10 teams from the SEC pretty much all season long have been in the top 25, right? Yep. And 6 from the Big Ten have been in the top 25.
I listen, no doubt, credit, tip your cap. You got 2 of the top 3 teams.
The top of
undoubtedly
the top of the Big Ten is the top of the whole nation, but there's going to be more bowl teams from the SEC than there are from the Big Ten.
I just look at the discrepancy between the best teams in the SEC and the worst teams. I think it's a legitimate talking point in the SEC's favor. The Big Ten likes to make fun of it, and this week those numbers just immediately jumped out to me.
Yeah. Well, when you look at the bottom of the Big Ten, you've got Wisconsin sitting there at 2-4. You've got Purdue at 2-4. Maybe getting a little bit better. Rutgers at Rutgers. They're never going to be great. Michigan State has fallen into a deep level of mediocrity. UCLA is 2-4. There aren't a lot of teams that are down there.
You haven't even listed the nerds yet, have you? You haven't even listed the nerds yet, have you?
Which ones? Come on. Michigan's nerds?
No, that's fair.
I mean, you got a lot of 4-2s, 5-1s here, but the bottom of the conference, UCLA, Michigan State, Penn State, which is amazing, Rutgers, Purdue, Wisconsin, they are mediocre.
Where's Northwestern? There's the nerds. Where's Northwestern?
Oh, they're Northwestern side.
I know they're having a solid season this year, but usually the point being is that Northwestern, Purdue, Rutgers are always going to, or the majority, more often than not, going to be at the bottom. Minnesota's usually going to be there around with them. And yeah, Michigan State and Wisconsin can usually turn it around. So can you at UCLA. If you talk about the overarching history, it's just that clearly, but team 1 through team, what do they have? 18 now in the Big Ten.
Yeah. So here's a question for you though. And well, I'll say it myself.
They do have 18.
I think that Florida is a much better and talented team, and they're 2-4 overall, 1-2 in the conference. They are a much better bottom of the barrel team in a conference, as is South Carolina, than are the bottom of the barrel teams in the Big Ten. Arkansas, not good. Auburn, not good. Kentucky. I think we can all safely say that there are 3 bad teams in the SEC, and those are the 3. I think there are many more bad teams in the Big Ten. Wisconsin is legitimately bad. Purdue is legitimately bad. Rutgers is. I don't think Penn State is. I think Michigan State is bad. I think UCLA is bad. Even though they're 4-2, I don't think Minnesota is striking fear into the hearts of many. So I think there are more good teams in the SEC. But the thing is, Indiana and Ohio State, you can't disagree with that. Those are 2 of the 3 best teams in the country, and maybe the top 2, the way things are going.
Yeah, I'll give them that. They got the top teams. There's no doubt about that. But in my opinion, the depth with the SEC still reigns supreme.
Agreed. Agreed 100%. Hey, Missouri, as we talk about football, you need to get ready because the wait is almost over. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, coming soon to the Show Me State, and you can sign up today. New Missouri customers get $300 in bonus bets when we launch on December 1st. Download now and place a $5 bet when DraftKings goes live in Missouri. And DraftKings Sportsbook will bring you everything you need to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. And when we officially go live in Missouri, you'll be betting with the Sportsbook app trusted by millions. Safe, secure, fast money withdrawals just in time for the bowl season and the CFP season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code STL Sports right there on your screen to grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when we go live December 1st. That's code STL Sports in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. That is our look at the college football Saturday for week 8 for Matthew and Wilson, who got us on the air. I'm Randy here at STL Sports Central, presented by DraftKings, where the crown is yours.